Okay, here we are back again. We had,
Ta-da!
I don't know, technical difficulty, something.
Slightly. Maybe we were just too amazing and our energy is too bright,
You
right?
know, I think that's what it is. I think we just zapped the system.
There we go.
There
We're
you go.
going to stick with that.
We're going to stick with that. So, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll wait till you guys come on back. Come on back. And Priscilla says, welcome back. Nicole says, hello. Welcome, guys. Come on back. So, basically, hi, welcome again. We had a little bit of technical difficulty. I'm here with my friend, Pandora Pappas, and we met way back in 2015, 2014, something like that.
Something like that.
And your energy blew everything up. Hey, Iggy, all the way from Florida. Hello, Susan. Hi, Terry, once again. Dee Dee, good to see you. Hello from Georgia. Hello, Sue. And Roy, yes, we are back. Thank you. Hello, Beth, and hello, Dina. Thank you guys for coming on back. So we were talking about, and this is Pandora's website. It's Pandora, P as in Peter.com, or P as in Pappas.
There you go.
There you have it. And we have been around for a long time. And Pandora, I have to tell you guys, Pandora has been doing this for ages. Yes, she is third generation psychic. And you were starting to talk about, before we got disconnected, about how your family was so open to your gifts because they were used to it.
Yeah, they were used to it. They lived that way. My mom and my grandmother are always very open intuitively. My dad as well. He felt things, he saw things. Um, it was interesting growing up that way because it never felt weird. If I had a dream about a past life, I could talk about it. They didn't think it was strange. They supported it. They asked the right questions. And we practiced together. My mother played psychic games with me too. When I was just a little girl, she would say, close your eyes. What am I sending you? What do you see? And I would tell her what I saw. Sometimes it would be, an apple or a square or whatever. She started small and easy, and then pretty soon it would get very developed. And the other fun story is that she would always sort of send me a message psychically when I was at school about what I needed to pick up at the grocery store. So it was sort of like a little shopping list test. And I would go to the store and I would just pick up stuff. I would be drawn to the things that I thought that she wanted me to get. And I would bring them home and I would always get lots of credit for the things I remembered and then kind of a little jab about the ones that I forgot. So, but yeah, it was a totally different life, really. My parents were also actors and singers, so we had that aspect going on too. But the psychic stuff is really the fun stuff, and I became passionate about it. It wasn't my original plan for myself to do this as my life's work. I'm a classical flutist. I'm really into like numbers and things. I wanted to be an accountant, so here I am. But I love helping people. I love helping people feel better. That's really ultimately what this work is about, right?
Right. And you've been doing this professionally for over 35 years, correct?
Yes. I started young. I was a baby. Yeah.
Yes. That was 2 years. She started at two, guys. She started at two.
I
You've been
did.
doing this for a while. You've been doing it back in the day when it was phone line. You did phone line, and then
I
you
did.
did person, and you also do. People might not know this, but you also do crystal healing. You do tuning forks. You
Mm-hmm.
do.
Sound healing, just a combination of tools with sound healing and crystals when I'm
Right.
face to face with someone, in the same room. Otherwise, I do the sound healings even over Skype or over the phone because I have this really awesome tank drum, which is tuned to 432 megahertz, and
Wow.
it's super powerful. So it gets rid of a lot of energetic roadblocks and helps to re-energize when people are feeling burnt out around the holidays or anytime, actually.
Well, and that's what we're going to talk about, you guys, is about holidays from heaven. And I know that your parents are up there, my parents are up there, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people that this time of the year is challenging how missing our loved ones is always different. What is something that you do that makes the holidays that you can do energetically or really physically that you can do that helps people and yourself or anybody what do you personally do basically for the holidays when to honor your mom and dad?
One of the things that I love doing is to share stories. So keeping them alive through the funny stories, whether I'm telling my friends, whether I bring it up to clients, or just within my own home, grabbing an old picture, talking about the day that that was taken. Anytime we remember them with a high vibration, happy vibration, it helps them. It assists them. They don't want to see us, like crying and having a horrible time. They want to see us making their favorite food in the kitchen for a holiday. They want to see us inviting them into our holidays and into our homes. Don't forget about them. That's what helps me is just to keep them alive. Not to think that I'm never going to see them again, but kind of like they're on a little vacation. And we're always going to be back in touch.
That's so important because so many people, oh, I miss my mom, I miss my dad, and they get stuck in that. And please know, everybody, Pandora and I are not saying not to grieve or not to emote what you're feeling, but also they want you to be happy. They want you to be happy. When I'm working with clients, and I know when you're working with clients, when messages come from the other side, all it is about love. It's about love. And are you happy? They're happy. You want to know if they're okay. They want to make sure that you're okay. And a way to honor their presence is to, do something that they love. Like Pandora said, make their favorite meal. I make my mom's meals. I also, like, on her birthday and the celebration of her going to heaven, I will eat Reese's peanut butter cups. Not that I don't eat them anyway, but I do make sure that I eat them and think of my mom. I also will cook some of her meals. For my dad loved Glenn Miller music. I will play Glenn Miller music. Let me say hello to people because I know we missed a couple. Hello, Ellen Jane. Thank you for putting Pandora's Facebook page, guys, if you want to follow her.
Thank you.
It's Pandora Psychic. What a fun way to grow up. Yes. Hello, Dorothy. Are you watching from work? Lee Michael, also a psychic medium. Lee, are you on Tuesdays now? I think that's what you said. So guys, check them out. Hello, Rose. Julie, happy December, everybody. And those are celebrating Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to you. Yes, Pandora has had a beautiful life. So she has. Hello, Gina. Thank you. Janie, good to see you. Good reminder that they want us to be happy. So true. So true. Julie said, I made mac and cheese from scratch. My mom made the best.
Oh,
Julie, you're
yum.
share a story. Yes, on Tuesdays. Priscilla, can you queue up Lee's Facebook so they can go visit him on Tuesdays? You do a lot of stuff on TikTok, don't you?
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm starting. I'm trying to do more. TikTok is it's a little challenging because you gotta like squeeze it into 3 minutes or less, You gotta really show your personality and give as much as you can. You haven't been doing as much TikTok lately though. You're like Mr. Facebook.
I know, Facebook and Instagram, and since the move, it was just guys, it can be a full-time job to be on social media. It's like Instagram and Facebook. Well, if I'm by myself, I could do, simultaneously, but to do an Instagram and a Facebook and then a TikTok and then to do a posting, I'm like, this is just, I can see why people hire people just to do that. And it's a lot of work. And plus doing that, you're great at it. The canvas that you do, you're so awesome with doing those.
Oh, thank you. I love it. Yeah.
It takes me time to do it. And yes, here is for Lee. So thank you. You made your mom's apple crisp. Sharon, I need the recipe. I love apple crisp. And thank you, Priscilla, for my link tree. You have a link tree too, don't you?
I do. Yes.
Okay. You want to tell you know what it is?
It's link.tree/Pandora Psychic.
Okay. Priscilla's great at putting stuff up there. So
okay. It's on my Instagram. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So what else could people do, Pandora, to help? I know what we've done on a retreat, and I'll share that. But you mentioned it when we were off camera. What's something that you like to share with people so they can know how to, holidays from heaven?
So I always like the idea of setting a place at the table for your loved one who's missing. So we got to think about it a few different ways. So even the blue angels, when they fly in their patterns, they have a missing man formation, right? So they leave a space for the person who has crossed over. So why can't we do that at our table? It's the same thing. We set out cookies for Santa and we believe that he's coming. We set that belief in our children. So we can believe that our loved ones are going to join us. Their energy is going to be present. Something's going to happen. They're going to, make a pot fall in the kitchen. They're going to make people laugh uncontrollably about something silly. They're going to be there, but you just have to welcome them and have a moment to listen, because it's one thing to do it, but if your head's, really focused on other things, you won't be able to hear their messages. So you've got to slow it down and listen to what they have to show you or share with you. But I think setting that place is a really good thing, right? Have you ever done that, Elias?
Yeah, I've made a meal when I was by myself in Chicago. I've made a meal. I've put a little plate, but on a retreat, what we've done is we call it a spirit plate, and we'll actually take tiny little bites of the food, put it on the plate, go to a tree, say a little prayer, and leave it out. So the spirit, the elders
Mm-hmm.
can eat. And you don't sit there and go like this by the tree. That's like
Right.
staring at somebody eating, going like this.
Exactly.
You're reverent. You go ahead and most indigenous cultures do this, and they leave a plate out, and then they come back, and then later on the day they clean up the plate. So it's just a beautiful way of bringing people in. And thank you, Lindsay, and thank you, Priscilla. So link tr.ee/Pandora Psychic, and then also her Instagram, same thing. You can find it here. Hello, Mo. Good to see you, and better late than never, right? So good to see you. What's something that you find, Pandora, that around this time when people call you for a reading or they call you for a session, what happens? What are, like, is there special messages that come through? Is it are people looking for, especially this time, I want to know about this?
A lot of people are looking for comfort. They're looking for messages from beyond, whether it's the loved ones in spirit or friends or coworkers who've passed on, but they're also looking for a way to learn to self-soothe. So it's as much about the messages on the outside, but they want to learn how to take care of themselves on an emotional level on the inside, because that little child within us is always there. And if we're not taking care of that little child within, nobody on the outside is going to be able to fix them and make them feel better. We are taking care of that little girl or little guy within, and we've got to give that love. So self-love, self-care. People are asking a lot of questions about how to do that well so that they're not feeling alone. Because there is a lot of loneliness. I mean, the 2 years that we've gone through with the pandemic, we've been forced to get back in touch with ourselves and to really get to know that inner child again, if we've been doing it the right way. But sometimes we get impatient, we're human.
And that's why, you guys, I did the Zoom for the holidays, and I did it for Thanksgiving. I will do it again for Christmas. So if you guys are alone for Christmas, email me, elias@eliaspatras.com, put in Christmas dinner in the topic line or the subject line, and I will give you the link for the Zoom. The Zoom will be obviously on Christmas. It'll be at 1 p.m. Pacific time, which is 2 o'clock Mountain, 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. That's crazy.
Good job.
Thank you. And I'd love to Zoom for the holidays with you. We just spend about an hour and share a meal and do a little chit chat and tell some fun stories. And, I don't want anybody to be alone for the holidays. I remember one holiday I decided to close everybody off, and I thought there was going to be a Chinese place open. Do you remember? Guys, we're from Chicago originally, but do you remember
Orange Garden?
Orange Garden? They were
Yes.
closed on Christmas.
How dare they?
I called at 7 o'clock, closed. Do you know that I sat on the floor because I chose to, because I was having a picnic party, and I sat with my other two dogs prior to these two, Comet and Gretchen, and I had a Mrs. Swanson, not Mrs. Swanson. I had a Swanson frozen meal for Christmas. Ever again was I going to do that? So I always had people come over if nobody had a place to go. It's like, come to my place. So it's really important. Amy says Orange Garden is our Christmas Eve tradition. Nice. They were closed, Amy. They were closed on Christmas Day, like at 7 o'clock. So anyway, this is why we do what we do, because people shouldn't be alone. And our holidays, our loved ones want to see us happy. Is there like, I know we talked about this, but is there a message that is like the overall message, not only during the holidays, but it's always about love? Do you get that pull that they just want us to be happy? They want us to know that they're not alone. They want us, like, I don't know for you, but I always get like, they don't care what you did with the monetary things. They want to know that you're happy. It doesn't mean like so-and-so got the watch and this one got this one. They don't care because they're not using it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So I get the love. They want us to be happy, but sometimes I get a really big kick in the butt. So they want us to move forward. They want us to not be stuck in our own stuff. So sometimes being stuck in our stuff is reflecting too much, living in the past, living in the pain, and they want us to get to the living part. They want us to enjoy planet Earth while we're here, because they know what it's like. Like once you cross over, you're not in the body anymore. So you might as well go play and have fun and stop holding yourself back. So have experiences, grab life while you're here. I get a lot of those messages.
So important too. What Pandora and I do, you guys, is we paint them back to life. They don't have a voice. They're not their energy. So it's completely different. You can say that, my grandmother was a pistol. Yeah, that energy will come through. That characteristic will come through, but the love will come through. They can have that sassiness and that love will come through. Sue has a question. Is there a prayer that we can say?
I think that anything that we say to them is a prayer. So any loving message that we send to them will be heard as a prayer, because it's a high vibration. So to me, prayer equals high vibration, because we're not specifically praying to a higher power, but we're praying to them. So think about the vibration of the love in the words. And always remember, you don't need us to do this. They actually hear you. We help you to hear them, but they hear you loud and clear. So don't feel embarrassed about talking out loud when you're walking through your house. Maybe don't talk to yourself when you're walking down the street, but at home, talk out loud. Yeah, talk to yourself and figure out why you're going in the other room because you already forgot, right? Yeah,
exactly. But like you said, a prayer, guys, is a thought. Think about it this way: you're inviting them to come join you. It's like a guest at your house. Yeah, they're always welcome, but think about it properly. They want to be invited. I ask that you be with me today. I ask that you're always guiding me. So that's really important. Dawn says, keep on keeping, keep on keeping, as my mom would say. Let me say that again. Keep on keeping on, as my mom said. Yep. Sue says, but are we going to see them again? Totally. But some people want to see, feel, hear, sense them now. And that's the thing. Priscilla says, I talk out loud to my dad while driving. Awesome. Mo says, I do it all the time. Dina says, I talk to my mom too. Yep. I talk to, you guys can't see, I'm going to move the camera that way.
There's
Wrong.
the parents.
There
Other
they are.
side. There
Right
they are.
there. So right there. So, it's important. It's important to invite them in, because all they want to do is be there, support, and guide. Here's a great question, because I love asking people that do our work, because we all have the same message, but we have a different way of explaining it. How would you say, and I know we're talking about, home for, you know, um, home for the holidays, heaven for the holidays,
Right.
celebrating home from heaven. But how would you say that, what's your difference between a spirit guide and like your loved one?
So energetically, they're very different. So my belief is that a spirit guide is someone from our soul group who has not been in a body, who has not walked next to us in this lifetime or prior lifetimes. They are pure spirit form, and they come through with our highest good, and they help us. And we have many spirit guides that join us at different times, depending on what we need. Loved ones in spirit will always come through with a more familiar energy because we were with them, and they're going to be able to give us the messages that we can kind of say, yeah, that's you. I know this is happening. But spirit guides, they have a much higher vibration. It's harder for me to get names for spirit guides because I find that they don't often give themselves a name because they are energy. So they don't associate with the name. I'll usually get a gender because they'll choose to show me a gender or a color. They'll show me their message spot, whether it's tingles that you feel on your neck or cold breeze or whatever. I get all that stuff, but they very rarely give me a name. Do you get names for spirit guides?
No, I don't get names for spirit guides, but I will get possibly a name, and this is what I was gonna go into, a past life guide. Which,
Oh, yeah.
so, and again, guys, we're talking about apples and oranges here. They're all fruit, apples and orange. But like, I'll put spirit guide. I'll have the group of spirit guide, but I'll throw the past life spirit guide in there because they've already been in body, but they're like saying,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you have a spirit guide of an Asian acupuncturist, and she was a medicine woman in her own right, and you were her apprentice. She's here now. She's now back in body, but she's here now to help you, blah, blah, blah. Is that kind of like what you get as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I just want to say one thing because I didn't say it earlier. When we get so desperate that we want to hear from our loved ones in spirit or from our spirit guides or whatever, we get really keyed up about it and we're like, I'm going to hear something, I'm going to hear something. And then crickets,
Yeah.
like nothing is happening because we're trying so hard, right? We're just like so focused on it, hyper focused. They're going to jump in and interrupt you when you're thinking about something else. They're not going to come through at the perfect time that you've just done 30 minutes of meditation or yoga and you're like, okay, I'm here for you. No, it's not going to happen that way. They are going to do like what my mother does. My mother is an actress. She, amongst other things, she leaves bobby pins because she used to wear wigs in all of her shows. Usually she was a redhead. So she only leaves me the red or copper colored bobby pins on the street in front of me. One time they were in my office space bathroom, and nobody in my office space has red hair or wigs that I know of. But anyway, so that's what I mean. They're going to like go above and beyond to give the message. And it's about your belief as well. So if you're not believing that you can hear them, and if you're not believing that they can connect, then how are you going to hear them?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I'm going to throw this out there because I'm sure she won't mind. But Dawn, if you're still in the room, this is about you, and I won't use a lot of details. But her mother passed a month ago at a very wonderful age. She has come through to me with messages multiple times. I am in a different state from her. I have not seen her mom in 40 years. And I saw a license plate with her mom's name on it the day after she died. So that's what I mean. They're going to move mountains because her mom knew that I was going to tell her. So always remember, they're going to come through to you. And if you're not listening, they're going to go to somebody else around you. And they're going to get that message through. When you're supposed to have it, it's going to come,
So
especially
true.
around the holidays. Yeah.
So true. And, the messages come in many different ways. You have to be open, guys, to get them. Don't expect to get them in a certain way. And this is something that I touched upon on I did 30 days of gratitude. And on one of the gratitudes, I talked about, it's sometimes what we want is not what we need. So you might have an
Yes.
expectation of wanting it one way, but universe is going to give it to you the way that you need it. So think about that. Julie
And that
says,
could even mean a message in this live that somebody's hearing.
truly, yes, true. When spend time while alive so you don't have to say, I wish I had, instead say, boy, I'm glad I did. So true. Yep, so true. Hello, Abby. Leslie says, how do you cope being alone and you have a big family?
It all depends on why you're alone, whether you're alone based on distance or whether you're alone based on choice. So I always like to point out that our birth family is all about lessons. It doesn't mean that our blood family or our birth family is the family that we're meant to be with forever. They're not always meant to be our support system. They may be our school. Like, these are the people that we learn from and learn what not to do. Right. So it's important not to get too hooked on it. So that would just be my question. Is it based on distance or is it based on choice?
Choice.
Well, then you just have to make your circle bigger, your personal circle. Our friends can be a better family to us than our blood relatives.
I mean, guys, if I was still with my birth family, I mean, yes, I was adopted at 18 months, but I would be living in Greece. I wouldn't be having this talk with you guys. I would have had a whole different kind of upbringing. My adopted family is my family. And, my soul family, are people that we have that connection with, and we move in a different way. We feel this connection because it's so important. It's so different. It's connecting of souls. It's not of blood. So, and remember, soul family is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You're funny.
And our soul family doesn't end when somebody crosses over. That's still our soul family. There's people up there who haven't incarnated yet who are waiting to come hang out with us too. Always remember that.
Right. Lassie said it's sad, and Abby says yes, so sad. Yeah. So guess what, honey? Come join when you want. I know that you're Jewish, and I know that you celebrate Hanukkah, but come celebrate Christmas with me. Zoom for the holidays on Christmas Day at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. Come join me. Just come join, Leslie. We'll get you hooked up. It'll be good. Now, do you have any classes that you're teaching or anything that's coming up for you?
Right now I don't have any classes planned, but 2022, yes, because I've had a lot of requests for psychic development classes. So I'm going to be starting to do that in little Zooms like you do once I figure it all out, because technology, I'm really good with some parts and then other parts not so much. So I may need to have a class with you on how to do Zoom. Okay. So I'm thinking second quarter, so probably springtime for psychic development classes. And I definitely am going to be going back to in-person readings soon. So anybody in the Chicago area, thankfully, still with masks, but we can see each other in the same room again very soon. Yeah. And I know that there's something I haven't talked about that's on my website, that I have a quiz that I developed, and it's called, Are You Living Your Dream Life? So if anybody wants to do that little quiz and just sort of see where you land at the end of it, it's really interesting to get a little insight into what your soul is crying out for. Because sometimes we just feel like we're not in the right place and we don't know why. because we're not listening to what the soul is saying, because we're
No,
not meant to just be doing the same thing day in and day out. We're supposed to be growing and changing.
because then we're like a hamster on a wheel, just
Yes.
doing. Let's see. I just saw something, and Danielle says hello from Aussie living in Florida. Awesome, Danielle. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Leslie says, I live in Florida. Come on over. Awesome. And here is Pandora's link for Pandora.p as in Pappas, com/r-living-your-dream-life-quiz/. Whoo! So there you go. Ta-da.
Okay. Thank you, Priscilla.
Hi, Bridget. Nikki. So good to see you, Nikki. You remember Nikki Schletz?
Yeah, is Nikki in the U.S. at the moment, or is she all the way on the other side of the world?
Nikki is state now, aren't you, Nikki? And I need to call you tomorrow. I'll have more free time. It'll be a little noisy. Those of you that don't know, when I put I'm grateful for the plumber on my gratitude. So the water pipe broke down to one bathroom and no washer. Because when the water comes out, when it rinses, the toilet overflows, and then the overflow of the water now comes out of the bathtub, the top drain. It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. So he's in Indiana visiting your son this week. Awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
Yay. So hey, Elias.
Yeah.
Your water stuff. What do we know about water? Water is emotions. So where are the emotions not flowing for you personally that your house is telling you, wake up, right?
And it's interesting because thank you for asking, Priscilla. You don't have this information yet, Priscilla. You'll get this information. So guys, Pandora brings up a good point. So every time I do a retreat, I always get hit with the issues first, like 8 weeks before I do the retreat. Well, I haven't done a retreat in so long. I am now going to be traveling to people if they want like up to 5 people to do a personal weekend retreat. I'm doing a retreat for a couple, and this is what happened. I actually am going to Indiana, Nikki. I'm going to Jasper, Indiana, on the border of Kentucky. I'm going there for a weekend. Wow. I'm going to do a personal retreat. So it's funny how that issue came up. So it's what the clients are moving through that I needed to see, and it made a lot of sense to me. So
oh, good. Okay, good.
Iggy said, I was just going to ask, what does that mean, all the water? Yep. See, look how intuitive you are, Iggy. See? Yay, personal retreats. I know, I'm super excited. And personal weekend retreats, email me. Thank you very much. So you are doing a special, are you not, for everybody on here today?
Yes, I'm doing the Elias special. Enter code Elias in the, what's that called? Shopping cart. And you can get $10 off of a 15-minute reading, which I normally do not do, except as a follow-up. So if you want just a quick little insight kind of reading, we can do a 15-minute or a 30-minute session. And you just need to buy right before Christmas. So it's always a good thing to do for yourself. A little Christmas gift to self, right?
I think it's awesome. Sue says, I'm not far from Florida. I'm very close to Savannah, Georgia. I would love face-to-face readings. That's awesome. Well, Sue, Pandora's in Chicago. She's not in Florida. She's in Chicago. But we could go to Florida. That would be fun.
We could.
I
have a friend in Jacksonville, so we have somewhere to crash.
Yeah, I have a cousin in Jacksonville.
Oh, see, this is very interesting. We could have a Jacksonville party.
We could. Leslie, up to 5 people for the personalized retreat. Hello, Mallory. Hope you're doing well. Hope you and the family are doing well. Priscilla says, enter code. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, Florida. Hey, Iggy, I'm planning a trip to Florida in April, and we're planning on doing the parks. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know about that. Hey, Vicky, good to see you, my friend. We need to chat, my friend. Priscilla said I was born in Jacksonville. You were?
It's a theme. We've got a whole lot of Jacksonville energy going on right now.
And then Danielle says, I live in Jax. Okay, Terry's
Wow.
like on the border of Indiana, but Jasper's a bit far. No worries. Mallory's in Florida now. Look at this. Yay, Iggy. Mallory said 78 today and sunny. Look at everybody. Awesome, awesome.
Wow.
So do look out for Pandora's code. Can you put the Pandora's info back up, Priscilla? I appreciate that. And
I want to throw something in. Sorry, because it's hitting me in the head very loudly. Traditions seem to be lost in our generation or the generations around us, like family traditions and things. So, how can you start a new tradition this holiday season, connecting with your loved ones in spirit, or carrying on something that they did as a tradition that you're really missing? Because what I keep being shown is like there were a few family members who would always send out an annual newsletter around the holidays with an update of everything they had done during the year. These were always the people who kind of lived out of state from us or out of the country. And nobody does that anymore. Well, first off, nobody sends Christmas cards, but nobody does that sort of update on where they've been, what they've been doing, the reconnection. So maybe that's a tradition that you guys can start too, but include your loved ones in spirit.
So important. So important. Does anybody have, not a reading, but does anybody have any questions for Pandora about her work, or talking about celebrating holidays from heaven? Does anybody have any questions? Hi, Karen. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here.
Or any questions for you.
Or any questions.
Yeah.
Any questions. While we're waiting, so again, guys, remember, Priscilla Q, golden ticket. I do have new products. At each live, we're going to highlight a new product. This is Sunrise. Whoops, there we go. Sunrise lunar bath salts, and the focus is to start a new day any time of the day. And what's in here is frankincense, peppermint, and orange. It smells so good, and you could use this for the bath or for a foot soak. And they're on the website. And if you order anything from now until December 15th, there's a chance to get, just like Willy Wonka, a golden ticket. Any inside one of your shipments could be a golden ticket. And if you win a golden ticket, it's a value between $50 and $300. One lucky winner will get a year premier membership in the Inner Collective private group, which is 2 workshops a month, 2 to 4 guided meditations a month, 10% off products, and get this, 4 1-hour readings with me. It is a huge value. So
wow.
You do that. Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a cute flyer that I did for him too, which I was very impressed to do. And yes, the lunar bath salts, it is about soaking in your intention and then planting a seed. And here's how you plant a seed. When you open it up on the limited of these, God, this smells so good. Got that peppermint and the orange mixed together, and then slowly you can start smelling the frankincense. Each of these have a special little seeds of change. What do we call it? Yeah, seed of change. Seeds of change. You wet this, not in the bathtub, guys. This is separate. You wet this 24 hours, then the next day rip it up and plant it. So you might want to save it for the spring, but you could plant it if you have a little window garden. They're wildflowers. So you're soaking your intention, and then you're planting your intention. And the intention is listed on the bottle on the side. I'm starting a new day with enlightenment and energy. how about like sprinkling that in the bathtub and setting that intention? And I like this because she's like, should I do a little design? I'm like, how about just the initials? So the initials look pretty cool. So as you run the water for your bath or foot soak, set your intention. There you go. And then this tells you what the ingredients are. And it's an 8-ounce jar, you guys. We're selling them individually, also a set of 3, and also the whole set, which is 6. So
those are
thank
great.
you.
See, that's a self-care tool. Like I was saying, you got to do some self-care, people.
And all the oils in there are they're from Sun Eye oils. They're wonderful oils. The woman prays over the oils. She does them during different phases of the moon. Really, I love the oils. To me, the vibration is a higher vibration, not to knock these two companies, but to me, it has a higher vibration than doTERRA or Young Living. It's just my own personal feel.
Well, you're right. So I have been using Sensai oils since I was 15.
Wow.
So yeah, I used to get them from Dawn. So,
Oh, yes.
yeah, way back in the day. And
You
you've
got
got
it.
the one with the little amethyst in there. That was one of my favorite. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, there you go, Michelle. You just got Karen has a question. Can you sound heal yourself?
Yeah, I get the benefit of the sound healing at the same time that I am healing someone else because the vibration is coming through the tool and then into my hand. And it's very interesting. Sometimes I will feel something in my body before a session, just like you're getting that information before your session. I'll feel it in my body, the areas of resistance or the places that are going to need to be healed with a client. So,
Awesome.
yeah, and I can do it as a self-care practice too, but I definitely get it during a session.
Roy says, can Pandora give brief explanation of vibrational healing?
So everything on planet Earth, including the planet itself, has a vibration. We, each of us individually, has a vibration. So we can utilize sound, rhythm, vibration to heal our bodies to get it back into a perfect state. One of the ways that we can do it without vibration is through breathing, through meditation. Those are going to affect us as well. But the vibration itself really does help us to come back into a grounded state and a balanced state, like the center of the earth. If you think about it that way, that vibration in the center of the earth. Does that make sense to you, Elias?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything to add? Because you have the big crystal bowl and stuff too. You have your toys.
Right.
And drums.
I have the drums. So it's like Pandora was saying, it hits you in a place that you don't know that you needed. When we do our sound healing, which is there's movement with it, so it's different when we've done it on the retreats. And well, you've seen it. You've seen the one that retreat. Yeah,
I've seen it and I've done it with you.
And those are, I think the way that you explained it is wonderful. I would add that the place that is hidden is how it creeps in to soothe. It's like when you put aloe on your skin. Oh, it's nice, it feels cool, but then it does deeper work than you actually realize. And that's what I would say for it. I hope that helps, Roy. Well, guys, we're going to start a guided meditation for just a couple minutes if you want to hang out. We will be back on there will be a surprise live sometime this week. There'll be we have an introduction to mediumship workshop coming up with Susan Fuller and myself. And that is Priscilla. If you could put up that information, that would be great. Teresa has a question. I don't want to miss this one. She said, for either of you, is it just as effective or less effective with sounds from a singing bowl versus sound from a recording or app?
It is, I feel, equally as effective. And I'm going to throw just one more little curveball in there for you. You can hum. You can hum and sing yourself. You don't need a tool that's outside of you. You are equipped with a tool for vibrational healing. So, you know how sometimes you talk to somebody on the phone and they have such a soothing energy for you and you feel so much better. It's not even about what you're talking about, it's just being present with the sound of their voice. Well, that's their vibration, and that vibration is healing you. But you can utilize that throat chakra energy, humming, singing too. But yes, I like apps too. I mean, I use them, just use earbuds.
And people used to say that about my mom. They used to say your mom has just such a soothing, lovely, nurturing voice. And they always felt, I mean, and she would have just this way of calming people, which was so nice. And I think it's the inflection of the voice and the cadence of the rhythm as well. So yeah. Karen says, does it matter the note of the sound?
No, because each note will hit you in a different chakra.
Great.
It'll hit you all very differently. You'll know what you need. It's very interesting, you know, because there are some singers who do that very deep guttural sound, and that may feel really good to you one day, and another day it might feel like fingernails on a blackboard. And then other days you need something very etheric and light and like soprano, and that'll feel good, or you may hate it. So you'll naturally be drawn to the vibration. It's the same thing on a basic level, why we like certain types, genres of music and dislike others.
Like a didgeridoo, you can hear that low sound, and compare that to a flute. Maybe you need that higher vibration, or that higher sound. So all depends. Therese says, thank you. That really helps. Awesome. Priscilla says, does Pandora want to join us for meditation? It's up to you. I want to honor your time. Do you have somewhere to go? Do you need to?
I have puppies in the other room that are a little bit on the noisy side. So I think I don't want to have that affect you during the meditation.
We can mute you if you want to stay.
Or then I'll stay. If I can mute myself, or you can mute me. Yeah.
I'll mute you. Okay. Here we go. There you go. You're muted. Okay, guys. It's just going to be really quick, this one. So take a nice breath in as I cue up the music. Pandora, just give me a thumbs up. Can you hear it okay? Okay, good. Take a nice breath in and slowly exhale out. I want you to remember, as your eyes are closed, each of your loved ones. See them sitting at a table with you, laughing and sharing stories. But this time, you're the one that's telling the stories and they're listening. When you're little, you got to hear all their stories, all their journeys. And now they're the ones that are listening, telling them about your day and how much fun you had, sharing a memory of them that you had, being around the table and just sharing. Allowing these holidays from heaven to be right in your heart, where they've always been. Feel that energy all around you. Sense it in your feet and in your legs, in your hips, and in your torso, in your arms and neck and face, and feel this energy rise above you, above your head. Feel as if all of them are surrounding you, guiding you, listening to you, and being able to share back in a different way, in a subtle way. It allows us to pay attention to ourselves. It allows us to pay attention to nature. It allows us to go within. And then see that heart energy shine out like a beacon, calling others in so their heart light is turned on as well. Take a nice breath in and slowly exhale out. And come back to the here and now. Pandora, I want to thank you so much for being.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you. I wish we could see you in person, but soon.
One of these days. Yeah.
Soon. And you are always welcome to come back. You are just an angel in my life. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And guys, watch out for the surprise lives. We got a lot going on. We've got the 12 days of trivia coming up. We've got the golden ticket coming up. We've got lives. We've got the thank you for placing the intro to mediumship part 2. We've got that coming up with Susan Fuller on the 12th. And there won't be, guys, a guided meditation on Sunday. I will be flying out on Sunday. So there'll be one on Saturday, but not on Sunday. But come, and also starting on the 10th, we'll do our Saturday night lives that we normally do on every Saturday. We'll start doing them Friday night. So much. Just pay attention to the website page or the Facebook page, and you'll see everything that you need to know. As always, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate one another. And when we educate one another, we grow. There is unity in community. From my heart to yours, Pandora, thank you. The phone for a moment. Everyone else, thank you so much for being here. Priscilla, thank you for popping everything on the screen. I appreciate it. Everyone saying thank you. Everyone saying thank you. And you are welcome. Nick, good to see you. Thank you, my friend. Have a beautiful night, everyone, and enjoy. Happy December.